Welcome to my channel. I just wanted to run by a few topics before I do the official Twin Flame reading. Because I feel like there's a few things that people should really be aware of before they are engulfed in the messages that a lot of readers present for the Twin Flames. Now, when I do my readings, I genuinely allow Spirit to guide the reading in whatever way they see fit for whoever most needs to see the message or hear the message. Understand that sometimes my readings may trigger you. And with that being said, what I'm about to say may trigger you. And if it does, you are welcome. You may not thank me now, you may not thank me ever, but it will be worth hearing. So I jotted down a few things that came to me the other day. It's a little messy because I just jotted it down. I took it down in my notes, but I had to hurry up and because. So let's get started. What most people don't realize when it comes to the twin flame, different levels of connection or development, however you want to word it, is that reconciliation is finding out that you have a twin. It's not necessarily getting back together or so on and so forth. The recognition is simply being aware of the twin flame journey, and that alone is a blessing within itself, especially to find out now or years ago, because the further we move along in time, the more and more people are starting to find out about the twin flame journey, and a lot of people are self-proclaimed twin flames. So you have a lot of readers out here that are catering to these individuals who may not even necessarily be on the twin flame journey in this lifetime. They've just come across a divine counterpart and have misread the connection, which all soul connections hold weight. All soul connections have value. It's about how you choose to use information moving forward in your life. And if you choose to attach yourself to the twin flame journey, be sure that you still stand independently with your twin flame or soul counterpart being someone who the word just went, someone that compliments you rather than someone who makes you who you are or makes you important or makes this lifetime important. It's important. You are important regardless. Your life is important regardless. When you 333, that was beautiful. So when you are living life before you meet your twin, you're not attached to a title, and you allow yourself to embrace connections genuinely, or more pure, more willing to accept what the divine brings to you. Oftentimes people enter the twin flame journey and say, well, I can't have anyone but my twin, and they sell themselves short. And I'll tell you this, in the beginning of my journey, I experienced so much in regards to the twin flame. I'm talking about dreams damn near every night, telepathic connection, thoughts racing. Of course, it was one of the things that drew me into my purpose and following what it is that was meant to be one of my divine life's missions. Okay? And I had to realize, because at the time I hadn't come across any readers who was authentic enough to say sometimes the twin flame journey is some bullshit in hindsight or overall. And it would be a tragedy if you misread what I'm saying when I said that. Because not every twin is meant to tie themselves to that person in the physical space. You have that etheric cord that connects you, irregardless of the physical connection or your perception. So, moving forward, union is being born into the same physical life together. The souls are experiencing together. Therefore, the souls are in union. Okay? It's not all about being in a relationship, a friendship, or anything like that, okay? Oneness is when you enter into a relationship, a partnership, a friendship with your twin. And one of the things about that is sometimes in a reading you can read the Three of Cups as a twin flame card based on the third energy that they create once they become one. Okay? And that may go over some of your head like, well, how can you become one but still be three, because you're still two individuals, but the energies have merged. Okay? But it's not as if you've lost yourself. The aspect comes together while yet still individual. It's that polarity, that duality of life, that duality of existing. Okay? All right, I wasn't paying attention to the paper. So, not all twins are meant to be in oneness in this lifetime. If you have a lot of soul work to do independently, then sometimes it takes that recognition or that union. You know, sometimes it could even be brought about by a near-death experience or the death of a loved one. Sometimes that's what it takes to jolt you awake and to put you on your spiritual pursuit in the direction of your life purpose or your major life purpose. I believe we have many purposes here. Okay? It's not all about the twin flame journey. Okay? Where we at? Where we going? Where we at? Yeah, the connection isn't all about being in a relationship or being in a friendship, being in a partnership. Sometimes, you know, well, with that, it's often the 3D mindset, the worldly ways that makes you feel as if you have to have that physical representation of your twin in your experience or in your life in a way where they are, I'm hearing tangible, but not only tangible, but to you present. And that is an illusion. Okay? You are always divinely connected, irregardless of being born in the same experience together or not. You are always in divine connection. Okay? Sometimes it's simply more about the energy exchange that can only come from your twin, or even a false twin, a catalyst. Oftentimes people are hung up on the catalyst and don't even realize. But let's move forward. Feel your way through your own personal journey, through your own personal connection, to see what your, emphasis on your, not the two of you, but your story, what your story is, and move forward in the best way possible for you. No one said it would be easy, but it will always be worth it, irregardless of what side of the coin you're on. You know, do you think the front of the quarter gets mad at the back? No, it doesn't. You know, it's an inanimate object. just the same as the vessel. It's the soul that powers the vessel. Okay? Let's see where we at, where we going, where we at. I also believe that being incarnated with your twin helps you both to clear karma faster, to move you from the wheel of karma to the wheel of grace, to no longer keep repeating the same shit in life. Okay, and sometimes you're born with your twin just so that the two of you are clearing karma, and it's clearing it for the both of you faster. It doesn't mean that it has to be collectively. It doesn't mean that it has to be together. It doesn't mean you have to call each other and say, hey, this is what I did today. What you do today? Was you nice? You know? It's not like that. You have to be strong enough to be able to handle whatever your true timeline or story is. That's what's most important. And you better know it. Because if spirit, spirit sees through whatever. Just the same as source. 11:11, look at that. Divine spirit sees your heart, your intentions, the truth underlining whatever it is. So if you're trying to pursue a twin flame connection for your own personal satisfaction, meaning, to put it simple, you want your twin so you could feel like, I got a bae, or I'm cool, or we did what we were supposed to do. And a lot of people come in the union and they don't do shit with it. Okay? That's a whole nother one. Let's keep going. The closest we really get to separation is not being born into the same life together, or one passing before the other. Okay? But even then, you're still together in spirit. That counterpart is still with you. And some of you don't even realize that you're truly hung up on a false flame or catalyst. An attachment isn't healthy on any level. Okay? It really doesn't matter. It's not healthy. And if you feel like, I didn't even write this down, but let me get into this topic real quick. People will be so adamant that twins are a reflection of you, but be extremely pissed when they twin ain't on their shit. Now tell me, how is this person a reflection of you, but yet you're in two completely different spaces, mentally, physically, or spiritually? Why? Because the twin flame journey is still about the individual, more so than it is about the oneness. That is irrelevant to what are you doing in regards to mission? What are you doing in regards to soul expansion, soul growth? What are you doing to collect these A's so you can graduate from this soul school and again get off the wheel of karma and enter the wheel of grace, where you will no longer have to come back to this dense ass reality? When you graduate here, you get to explore other dimensions and expand your consciousness even more. So you got to ask yourself, am I willing to place myself in this rat race again, completely ignorant of my mission, only to have to go out and try to discover it again for an individual that will always be waiting for me on the other side? People get hung up in this 3D shit and forget that my soul leaves here, and so does theirs. 1414. And when on the clock, whenever I say a number like this, because it catches my eye, so it may be significant for someone, and that's why I say it. But damn, that train went off the track. Where was my train of thought? Put it simple, it's not all about the illusion of, I finally have this person as mine. They're always yours. It's just about, what is your specific task here in this lifetime? Just because you were blessed, listen to me, blessed enough to meet your counterpart, your twin, does not mean you need to lose yourself within them. Because yourself is their self, but yourself is more so yourself. And I hope to God y'all get that, because it sounds a little crazy. But really though, if you're looking at that reflection and saying, damn, they still got some shit to work out, flip the quarter over and see what scuffs is on the heads or the tails. Because in some way it's reflecting back to you in one area or another. And it's not always the same. Just the same as if you look in the mirror and raise your right hand and in the mirror it's the left. So if this person needs to work on, let's say, breaking out of the 3D construct. The 3D makeup of this is what life is, this is what spirituality is, which is typically caught up in religion. Let's say your twin has a hard time busting out of what they've been conditioned to believe. You go within yourself, 1616, you go within yourself and you say, in what ways am I holding on to 3D constructs? A lot of people will say, oh, that's my mirror, so where they're lacking, I'm lacking too. Pause. That's false. It's not always the same, and 9 times out of 10, it's not the same. Where this person may be overly confident, you may be scared to be vulnerable. Where this person may take 1 step, you may have been meant to take 5. So when you're looking at your twin flame situation, you have to evaluate, where do I stand within myself? Now, I'll send positive healing energy to this person without depriving myself of my own personal experience. Okay? A lot of people, I see a lot of people robbing themselves of their own personal experience. You was put in this vessel by yourself for a reason. Okay? And it wasn't to be put under the thumb of someone who may never be ready, or someone who may have already come to the understanding that we are not meant to be in this lifetime. Sometimes shit just don't work out, and that is okay. You have not failed God, nor have you failed yourself, nor have you failed your purpose. You have become stronger within yourself, and you have recognized that despite the previous standings of this connection, I will thrive. I will prosper. And when I get back to the other side, I will review my life and say, God damn, oh Lord, I'm sorry, Jesus. You reflect on your life and say, damn, I did a good job. Irregardless of all that I did not know. Irregardless of 1818. Irregardless of one individual. That would be like having a whole cup of water and spilling literally 1 drop and crying over that 1 drop. That is 1 drop of experience in a life, in an ocean of time. In an ocean of experience. That's 1 drop. 1 life. 1 hour. 1 day. I'll put 2. Some of y'all might be 2. 1 day. You cannot hang up your growth and make it contingent upon someone else's. That's really just robbing yourself and putting you in a position where you're going to have to come back. And maybe this time when you come back, you won't have that twin to jolt you. Maybe this time it'll be near death, 1919, or it'll be the loss of a loved one. The loss of a child, the loss of a mother, the loss of a brother, the loss of all of your worldly possessions. It may be homelessness, where no one even speaks. You've got to look at the depths of life, and the depths, I'm getting chills, and the depths of experience. When you ask yourself, how many lives have I lived, and how many lives have I actually lived with my twin? I also believe that when you enter into a lifetime with your twin that speaks to the growth and the level of ascension your soul is at. If Source didn't think you were capable of handling interaction with that divine individual in this lifetime, you wouldn't have come together. You wouldn't have met. You wouldn't have had the recognition. You wouldn't have had the reunion or the oneness for some. You've got to look at yourself and say, I am strong enough in my soul that I was blessed to have my counterpart brought to my awareness. With my team having the full faith in me that I am strong enough, irregardless of the direction of this connection. Pat yourself on the back and give thanks, because it's not a burden. It's not anything negative. It's a blessing showing up in the form of a lesson. Okay? But ultimately, the true reward comes from passing the test. Not from studying, not from learning the lesson initially, but from passing the test. So don't try to celebrate before you pass the test. Don't try to celebrate when you're in recognition or union or oneness. Any of them. The true test is personal. Okay? Now, you have to understand, the divine will always send you the right person for you. Especially if you've endured the twin flame journey, done what you're supposed to do, and was strong enough to move forward. They will send you someone who is a vibrational match. So you need to get your vibration together, or you're going to end up with something that is not what you want, but was the only thing that could be provided. Now I'll give you a personal story real quick, and I'll make it really short, but I told Source, I said, if my twin will not be ready anytime soon or within this lifetime, send me the right person. Source sent me someone amazing. But what I failed to consciously realize was that I was still holding back and holding on to the desire of having that twin. Therefore, Source sent me someone that was a vibrational match. They sent me what I wanted, someone who was amazing, but someone that I could not have. One, because inside I still desired someone else. And it's not that I couldn't have this person because I didn't want them. Hey baby, I'm doing a video, okay? It's not that I couldn't have this person because I didn't want them or because they didn't want me, but at the end of the day, I found out that this person had already been in connection with someone who actually is a friend of the family, long standing since I was born. I was wrapped up in what I wanted and what I thought I had. But the reality of it was that I sent out a request with limitations based on an unconscious program. So I got back something with limitations. I had to truly surrender. Truly. And say on a soulful level that whatever is meant for me is meant for me. And whatever form that shows up in, I'm going to give so much gratitude because I won't be steered wrong. I serve a Most High that gives me what I deserve and gives me what I want. Just as long as I believe that so it is said, so it is done. And release myself of the outcome. So I say this to say, allow yourself to be in surrenderance. Because oftentimes what you can't see is either what bites you in the ass or helps you with your next step. You've got to know the difference. Because free will is a motherfucker. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for listening. And if I triggered anyone, please sit with that because it's a reason. That's your work, not mine. Source put me here for a divine purpose. And so I have no problem triggering people. I mean, I give thanks for everyone that's triggered me in my life. Thank you guys for watching. And up next will be Twin Flame reading. You guys have a great one.